Perfect choice. Perfect choice. So here we are in the core. And this is still quite the disaster. Like, we've made some progress in a variety of ways, but there's still a lot to figure out. It's me. So, some real questions still left unanswered. We have 2 power-ups, whose uses we're unfamiliar with, and we are still unsure what the overall goal is. Whoa! Hey, Senna, thank you for the follow. Or the subscription, dang. Welcome. What's my line here? Welcome to the party. Happy to have you around, and I very much appreciate the support. Alright, so can I get whatever this green thing is? Oh, that was my shot. Nope. Oh, maybe? Alright. We have the provider. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the provider. What does it do? So... yeah, this is the worst part of the game to join in on, Moose Moose, because I don't know what's going on either, and I'm not really in a good position to provide a summary of what has happened. Like, it doesn't seem to affect the generation of obstacles. That's still just as random as before. It doesn't appear to affect the results when I pick up a star. Does it affect picking up other power-ups? No, that power-up showed up just the same way as others. It doesn't appear to affect movement in any way that I can see. It doesn't appear to affect, like... I didn't get another one of these, though. Wow, look at all of these. I want them all. Give them to me. So now I have Gatekeeper on, which is good, I guess? So that'll reverse the effects of picking up the starbursts. Maybe, like, I'm supposed to pick up a set number of starbursts without triggering the max? Like, that seems worth trying. Can I get, 20 starbursts or whatever? I don't like that, I can't. We'll keep this going with the Gatekeeper for now. And I must always remember that I can invert. That lets me eat blues. Gotcha. Yeah, the basic premise of this game is it is an old puzzle game, which is frankly a lot of premise. You're a character living in the middle of some archaic computer system, which is slowly falling apart as time goes on. This is a problem. This is a real problem. There we go. That's hopefully better. And each section of the system is a different variety of puzzle. So there's like set puzzles and word puzzles and like tracing things from one place to another. I'm now in what appears to me to be the final area of the game, the system core. But I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be accomplishing. I know that I can travel around in this maze and potentially pick up these things, which, let's invert that. Do something relevant? Something, maybe? Like, they change what's filled up over here, which it's hard for me to figure out how... honestly, how that affects anything about what's been going on. Like, up until now, it's all been really, well explained, I think, in a variety of ways. Like, there's been a lot of stuff going on, there's been a lot of characters, there's been a lot of cool puzzles, and this one especially is egregious in terms of figuring out what's wrong. Most of the puzzles have actually been pretty clear in terms of what you're supposed to do, although figuring out the rules is a little finicky for some of them. But this one is just rough. This is real rough. Are you gonna let me through here? Maybe? Do I want this? Yes. Oh no. This is actually a problem, because now I can't rearrange them. So I'm on this or this, and there's nothing I can do, nothing else I can do here, which means that once I pick this up, like, it's just gonna start ending. Yeah, the swamp was problems. The rules were pretty clear, though. It was just tough to figure out. I mean, word puzzles, right? Like, those can be extra finicky, because even if the rules are clear-cut, the solution set isn't. So that's kind of hard to deal with. I still want the thing. Hey, Lady Axum, how's it going? Is it here? Can I... No. Let me through. And on top of that, like, some of the puzzle is random? Wow, why did it kick me out? That's weird. So yeah, there's a lot of questions about what's happening here. Whether or not there's other things I can interact with. Like, maybe I can click on the board once I have Reclaimer or Provider and it'll do something? I don't know. I guess that's worth trying, potentially, if I can get there. If it'll let me get there, considering how random this is. It would help if I knew what I was trying to do. Alright, we got the gatekeeper. That's good. That's a start. Will you let me down? Game. Stop being, like... Stop being random. Well. Oh, really? I need to pick something else up before I get too stuck. Not another gatekeeper. Not the red one. Just let me in. Just let me... Oh. Think it'll let me get the green one here? That was like Provider, right? Give me Provider, come on, just give it to me. Just give me the thing. Please. Cool. And immediately, just get stuck. There's a lot of just get stuck in this game, unfortunately. Well, that doesn't appear to do much. Doesn't appear to do much at all. Orange is Reclaimer. So now maybe I can do something with that? Reclaimer doesn't appear to let me click on stuff either. If I click on that, I'm just dead. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. So blue and purple. Now I have every ability. The question is what to do with them. And I feel like my primary goal is picking up the starbursts and filling up this grid, or not filling up this grid as appropriate. But like I don't have a good sense of anything really, how to make any of that work. And I'm stuck here, so I can't even rearrange these and make my life any easier. I think I am at the point where I would accept some additional hints or some additional knowledge about this particular puzzle. It's like stuff just hasn't managed to become clear in any way that's meaningful. I need like to move these around, but I can't do it here. I have to do it by moving myself around down there, and I can't because I'm just gonna move and get popped into one of the bugs. It's irritating. One sec. Moving stuff around on my desktop to make this a little bit easier. So, what do? I guess I haven't picked up enough of these to fill this out again since I started learning about what the abilities do. So maybe there's something to do there? Good dodge. So like I could potentially work towards filling this up and seeing what happens. Probably want all of the abilities before I do that, but that didn't help last time. I know I've done that at least once. What was orange? Orange is a thing I already have. I have Librarian, which gets me through blue. But I can't get through brown yet. Come on. And I'm still more interested in trying to figure out what this does than anything else. But I don't know what else to try in order to figure that out. Well, almost actual dead here. No gatekeeper either. Know a lot of things, TBH. I mean, I could just grab this and get to the end. And now what? It's interesting that getting here makes another one of these pop up, which leads me to believe that it's probably not correct. Like, probably not a thing I want to do. So maybe the goal is just get Gatekeeper up and go back and forth picking up and getting rid of these until I've picked up some number. Sliding back and forth lets me rearrange stuff up here. So whatever powers I have, each of these is a power-up of some kind. They also correspond with a role or a piece of lore. There's kind of a lot of depth there. But when I have one selected, I can move it around by moving my character along the bottom bar. But if my character runs into one of these demons or bugs or whatever they are, then I get kicked out of the puzzle. And every time I hit the middle button to reset the screen, a new demon pops up. So my space is a little bit more restricted, and it has the potential to just pop up on my character, which immediately kicks me out of the puzzle. So this, whatever it is clearly a mistake. Like, whatever it is I'm meant to be doing, this does not solve it. There's like an actual a lot of mechanics here, and all of it was like figuring out by trial and error, and like I still haven't figured out all of the mechanics. Like, I guess we just get kicked out now. And try again, and try and pick up Gatekeeper this time, so I can actually keep my gem count even. Super weird, this part of the game. Everything up until here, though, I would solidly recommend. Like, it is not exactly straightforward, but it is a very good puzzle game of this type. Alright. So the goal then is to survive long enough to get Gatekeeper, and in the meantime, try picking up these gems as I spot them. It's a little tough to play, because it's so old. I'm playing it through Executor, which is a old-school Mac OS simulator. There might be other good ways to play it. Ah, we got Gatekeeper, good. I don't need Gatekeeper active until I have gems to pick up, though. And I might as well just pick up gems right now anyway. This is Provider. No, that's Reclaimer again. And this is Gatekeeper again. No, this is, Craftsman. How do I want these rearranged? Is this how I want them rearranged? I think I want... and if I let this run out, it automatically kicks me out as well. So that's something. You know, pay attention to that. This is how I want it arranged, I think. So that I can switch to Gatekeeper easily. Because I have the inverter, which inverts this for whatever reason. Oh, that's the other thing to watch out for, is, while you are doing puzzle solving, you get, items that help you on the world map. But in addition to doing things on the world map, some of them have abilities within puzzles, and that part isn't at all clear. But know that if you really can't figure out what to do, it might be because you haven't picked up the right item to do the thing with. Which, also not a mechanic I'm a huge fan of. But, I mean, you know, it kind of is what it is. I don't think it ruins the game. Although, pretty much every time I figured out that I needed to do that was a moment of like, ah, really? So that's, I mean, it's a little frustrating. What else do I need to pick up? I still need to pick up Librarian, which is blue. And I still need to pick up Provider, which is green? Which is green. And now I want all of this moved over one again. You can actually stay there. I want this moved over. Hello? There we go. And this, I guess, can move over again also. Like, I'm still not sure what to do with these things. Reclaimer and Provider, what do they do? What do they accomplish? Well, that's no good. And I haven't picked up Librarian yet. Oh, I'm on Craftsman, which takes me through brown blocks, but not blue blocks. I think right now I'm just going to go for gems and see how well that works for me. Not well so far. And then pretty soon I'm going to need to Gatekeeper to make my gem count reduce. Sure. That's irritating. This is so random! Like, I want to finish this, I'm so close, but, like, this puzzle is ridiculous. Alright. Once more into the breach. You know, it's distinctly possible that this is more frustrating than fun. And as much as I want to get to the end of the game, maybe it's not worth it. But I mean, as long as I'm here, I might as well keep trying, yeah? I mean, in theory, there's stuff that we haven't exactly tried, right? Primarily because we haven't gotten the chance to. Yeah, you're not the only one, Luticor. You're really not. I feel similarly. Aww. It appears to me that whenever you move, the 8 blocks around you are randomly affected in one way or another. I think it is completely random. I haven't seen any pattern associated with it. So if there is a pattern, it's not obvious. We still need Gatekeeper. So at some point, if we could find a red sphere, that would be helpful. It's kind of interesting, actually. The way that Gatekeeper works is it toggles whether getting a gem adds something to this grid or deletes something from the grid, right? And the Gatekeeper story specifically is about removing things. It's about people leaving and not coming back, and the village getting emptier and emptier over time. So that makes me wonder, maybe the goal then is to actually empty the grid? But I've tried emptying the grid, and that's just taken me to a completely walled-in space, so that hasn't worked either. Can't pick those up until I find Gatekeeper again. Come on, blue sphere, or red sphere, where are you? I haven't walked past it yet, have I? Do I want blue? I have blue. So the only way I've seen so far to control what tiles I get on the right is whether or not I have Gatekeeper active. Which I don't currently have the power-up for yet. Gatekeeper's the red sphere. Once I get one of those, then aha! Now I have Gatekeeper. Or I can have Gatekeeper. I think this is the setup that I want. I still don't know what Reclaimer and Provider do, but at least I have Gatekeeper and both mobility options. And the ability to switch between them is necessary. So now, I want to make sure I gatekeep on this one, and it'll remove one of the things. I kind of don't want to pick up another power-up, because I don't want it to mess up my my grid here. My loadout, as it were. that didn't work. Hey, Maruchan, how's it going? Come on, please. Game. No! Why? What do I need to do here? Spending my time rearranging my inventory and not moving on with... Oh, crap. So the reason to switch the order of the power-ups is only the one that is leftmost at any point is active. So I want to have some power-ups that I can switch between, as well as they can use Inverter to just completely reverse the order, so I have easy access to another power-up if I need it. So I had Gatekeeper on the far side, and then I could switch between Craftsman and Librarian to get through the blue boxes and the brown boxes. I figured out some of it. I wouldn't say I've figured it out. I figured out some of the rules to the game, but I'm still not sure about what the other two power-ups do, and I'm still not sure what the goal is. Aesthetic rules. Thank you, Moose Moose. So yeah, there's definitely still stuff to accomplish here. I mean, I was almost doing what I wanted to do in my most recent attempt, but then I got kicked out before I was able to get to the scenario I wanted to get to. Like, I think my goal right now is just to pick up as many of the starbursts as possible, and then when I get this thing close to full, activate Gatekeeper so I start emptying it again. Craftsman lets me go through brown boxes, which sometimes you need and sometimes you don't. Blech. What is green? Green is Reclaimer or Provider? One of the two. I think orange is the other one. There's blue, which is Librarian, and I still want red, because Gatekeeper. So there it is. This is the setup I want. This has all of the abilities whose powers I understand, and none of the abilities whose powers I don't. And I can accomplish the thing I was trying to accomplish, which is pick up 1,000,000 gems. Gems, starbursts, whatever you want to call them. Uh-oh. Hey, made it. Randomness, guys. Randomness. So I think I can pick up one more before I have to start inverting. Can I get to those? Probably. Probably not. Come on! And here I need to invert before I pick it up so it doesn't fill up the grid. And that's what we're going to do until we get down to 1. And then start filling it back up again, see if that does something. So any screen without starbursts is basically useless to me, given my current game plan. I gotta invert before I pick it up, because we're counting down right now. Yeah, that's what it seems like. I know Lady Axum was able to find something about the previous puzzle, the council room. But this one, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of information out there. I'm just immediately stuck. Quality game design. I mean, this game is from, what, like the early 90s? You know, you gotta kind of have to cut it a little slack in terms of where game design was at that time. I mean, or just don't play it, I guess. But, like, everything up until here was great. Maybe it actually isn't possible. I don't know. That seems kind of unlikely. Like, I don't think the game would be that jerky. I hope the game is not actually that jerky. But I mean, you might be right. Maybe it is actually impossible. I am fairly confident I don't actually want to empty this grid. So at some point I just start picking up the pieces like normal again. Sure, let's say that some point is now. I mean, if you want to phrase it that way, I guess. I am quickly getting to a position where I cannot actually rearrange these pieces anymore. Wow, Space Quest 3 was actually broken? Hints and a solution, but doesn't seem to directly relate, really. What does that mean? Nope. I don't have enough room to swap things around anymore. So I'm either on Breaking Brown or Gatekeeping. That's all I can do. Okay. Sorted Out is a different puzzle. That was actually the previous puzzle. Like, that was... I mean, as long as we're going back, we can go back. That was this. This is Sorting It Out. And, you know, this we did end up sorting out. Although I think we did have a little bit of help there. But, I mean, this worked out fine. But yeah, now it's... I mean, this has to be the end of the game, right? Like, I am expecting this puzzle, once complete, to have a little bit of story in it, and then to lead me into this last section, which is going to be nothing but story. That's my expectation. You know what I could do is actually... The one guy who stopped in here and was like, let me know when you're ready for hints. I could always drop him a IM and see what he says. Maybe he's around. What was his name? I thought it was just Omega underscore numbers. Fat Rider never even beat it. Amazing. as likely as anything else, I guess. What did we do? Where did we go? What did I click on? We ended up over here in the vault. I definitely feel like Omega nuts. I don't think so. It was Omega something. That's as far as I got. Omega something in orange text. Beyond that, I'm not sure. And like, I can keep plugging away and see if I can actually accomplish the goal that I set myself. But without knowing what that will necessarily accomplish, it's a little demoralizing to keep trying and failing. And the fact that there's still rules that I don't understand certainly make it harder to stick to that as a plan. Found another FAQ. Alright, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure the boxes spawning around you or despawning around you is actual random. Oh my god. Is answer going to be... Really? Really? I don't believe that. Maybe I just call it then. Like, I will be the first to admit that seeing me frustrated has entertainment value, but this seems a bit much. Can I get... Nope, not yet. Moose. I love your approach to challenge. Oh, there's Gatekeeper. That's what I wanted. That is the thing I wanted. Got it. Nailed it. Alright. Let's activate Reclaimer and see if we can make it do something. See if we can make something happen. Like, there's two goals here, right? At least two goals. I mean, okay, two goals that I currently have, I guess. One is try to collect an inordinate number of... Try to collect an inordinate number of starbursts and see if that gets me anywhere. And then the other goal is to figure out what Provider and Reclaimer does. Which is like... I feel like I've tried everything mechanical that I can. I've tried that. In fact, that was what just happened. I had Reclaimer active and a bug knocked me out. So... So if they affect the mechanics of the puzzle the same way that the other power-ups do... Right, Moose? I'm kind of with you. If they affect the mechanics of the puzzle the same way that the other power-ups do, then they do so in a way that either isn't obvious or affects mechanics I don't understand. Like, the other things, once the loopy arrow, this jumps to the location. Jump. Jump. Or jumps into the puzzle. Because, like, all of the others affected mechanics that you could become aware of, right? Like, librarian and craftsman both affect movement, in that they let you move through blue crates and brown crates. Gatekeeper affects gem pickup, in that it, instead of adding a gem to the field, it subtracts a gem to the field. Reclaimer and Provider, I feel like I've done all of the things I could possibly do. I've tried walking into walls, I've tried hitting the middle button, I've tried moving around, I've picked up gems, I've picked up a final gem and gone into the empty area after having picked up too many gems, I've run into bugs, I've swapped screens. Like, are there any other mechanical things that I could be trying that they could affect? I don't know. If someone has an answer to that question, I'm happy to hear it. If you can think of more things to try to figure out what they do, yeah, I'm all ears. Maybe they're red herrings and don't do nothing. Like, don't do anything. That's potentially believable, but that still leaves me with the same predicament, which is, what is the goal of this puzzle? What am I trying to accomplish? There's nothing that seems to indicate status, really, or advancement, other than picking up gems, which, if the gem field is completely full or completely empty, you're kind of just done. There's not really anything else to do. It warps you to a place where you can either move left and right infinitely, or where you're completely walled in and there's nothing left to do. The other form of obvious advancement is picking up power-ups, but picking up a full bar of 8 power-ups hasn't done anything either. But there isn't a certain place in the core. Going off-screen just takes you to a random new place. And maybe the goal is just to wander long enough to go through enough screen transitions? But, like, what's that number? You know, how many do I have to achieve before that happens? It's the same question with, like, picking up gems or not picking up gems. Like, if the goal is to just pick up a certain number of gems without hitting too many gems or not enough gems, then what is the number of gems I have to pick up? And is it even, like, feasible to try and accomplish that, given that anytime I get stuck, I have to refresh the screen, which means I have a random chance of just getting kicked out of the puzzle? Right? Like, I feel like I've hacked at this puzzle for a while and not come out with anything that seems like a reasonable goal. Let alone figuring how to get to the goal. Like, I don't even know what direction I'm headed. I'm gonna go read some stories again. I think I've read some of his blog. I know there was a lot of information on some wiki page that, you know, I mean, that's where I got this game in the first place, was off of a wiki page with a fair amount of information. And, you know, he kind of went out of his way to say that he doesn't give hints, and the only hint that he's going to give is that the dwarf wants you to haul the bag. Which is like, alright, apparently that was hard for people to figure out. Frankly, all of my problems have been in other places rather than the dwarf needing to haul the bag. That one I got pretty quickly. Is there any information on this blog, though? Like, still blogging. That's kind of cool. Hadean Lands. Is that a new game by the same person? Interesting idea. Interactive fiction, most likely. Definitely worth checking out at some point. But not now. Now is not the time to check that out. Where's the, So the tale of the Reclaimer revolved around somebody who would buy anything that people gave him. So he bought their crap, he bought their things, and eventually it progressed to buying concepts. He bought their illness, he bought their fear, he bought their hope. Until finally, all that was left was trying to get a way out, and he bought somebody's death. I mean, it's a pretty compelling piece of short fiction. But what does it say about the puzzle, if anything? What does it say about what we're trying to achieve? Let me go through this story section again. Maybe it'll tell me something more about it now that we've gotten here. I will admit, I do really like the characters. Like, going through the game and meeting the characters and interacting with the characters was a lot of fun. Hey, Malfo, dude, what a jerk. The whole wall of shut up, Mazer. Oh, Mazer. Like, look at this. This is such a good line. Is it? What is it? Okay. First off, okay, before you say what the solution is, what does Reclaimer and Provider do? Do they do anything? And then everybody warps up and becomes a member of the council. Hard to describe what they do without giving it away. Huh. It's incredibly dumb. Everybody in chat is together on this being incredibly dumb. Is there... Given what I've been doing so far, is it a reasonable expectation that I'll figure it out? I mean, you have been here every step of the way through the 3 whatever hours. No. Just straight up, no. Alright, give it to me. Hit me. I guess I'm willing to just be done with it. How is one intended to figure it out? What do you do with a program that's not working? I mean, I tried using all of the items. You reboot it. Power source just makes these dudes appear. Which doesn't appear to do much for me. Like, maybe I could get to one end or the other and then try power source? Do I have a debugger? I mean, presumably I'd want to get into the code. maybe it's something like pick up enough gems, and then once I get to that end, I can use an item that I wasn't able to use before? I mean, of course, if it's just going to kick me out randomly each time I go in, then what's the point? Is playing the game the wrong solution? You restart it, obviously. But, like, is that an option? You restart or reboot. Hang on. Provider, librarian, force quit. Do I even have a way to do that? I'm not even sure I can do that. Are you kidding me?! Yeah, this is stupid. That is incredibly stupid. Why would that be the solution? Oh my god. Okay. I'm actually mad. The reason it doesn't make sense is it was never intended to make sense, and everything about it is just a red herring. Oh my god, that's so stupid. Alright, okay, so, fine. Whatever, this is the intended solution. What do the Reclaimer and Provider... What are Reclaimer and Provider supposed to do in the puzzle, if anything? Are they supposed to have any mechanical effect? They're actually supposed to do nothing. Fantastic. Yeah. Alright. That's actual stupid. Well, at least we're done. Okay, but that means that the FAQ, where it was saying, like, I'm not going to give you a solution, maybe quit the game and come back to it later, like, it was actually telling you the solution. That's kind of funny. Is that a real thing in Metal Gear Solid? You have to switch the controller slot it's plugged into? Oh my god, dude. This is very meta. I don't... But, like, it's meta in a way that you kind of can't see coming. Which is... Admittedly, like, the whole game is meta. There's a lot of meta in this game. But nothing like this. This is... ridiculous. God. Sounds like MGS1 did a lot of things badly. Alright, well, I mean, as long as we're here, let's go through the remainder of the story, right? Oh, my aching head. I did it! I don't know that you did it, but something was done. I did it! I still don't agree with that statement. Where'd they all go? I guess they really meant it. About the system deserving better. Remarkably on point, that statement. Well. Wow. It's actually astounding how on point these quotes have been. Well, I'd better be moving along home. Nobody's gonna believe any of this. Whee! Finn. The tale of the tale. Okay. This is where I'm supposed to put in a big list of credits, thank yous, and so forth. It's a bit tricky because I did everything. It took me a year. I could list everything anyway, I guess. Joke by Marv Newland. Andrew Plotkin by Previous Plotkins. Aha. Playtesting. Okay, cool. More playtesting. Thanks to Cliff Johnson for inventing a nifty new kind of game, which I happily stole. All of these Cliff Johnson games, by the way, are games that we will eventually be playing on stream. Fool's Errand and 3 and 3 especially, but also his most recent game, which was I think in 2011 or 2012. I am actually really looking forward to playing those games. That's a thing that will happen in the near future. Apologize to the island of Haiti. Huh. The theology of the system is not intended to be a depiction of actual voodoo. It is a distant descendant. That's kind of amazing, actually. Lots of random comments. I'm unhappy about this. It follows inevitably from the story, I mean, sure. Go back and look at everything everyone has been saying for the entire game. It is not as clear as it should be. If it were, I wouldn't be confusing people. True. 3 and 3 is fantastic and does not have a similar final puzzle solution. Everything about 3 and 3 is in-game. It doesn't require this weird, like, metagame knowledge. It really doesn't. What have I learned while writing this game? This is a lot of irrelevant stuff. Alright, well, that's it. I guess that's it. I guess that's actual just it. Weirdly passive, it so is! That's like, alright, I'm sorry you're not smart enough to figure it out. Like, that's terrible. It's so bad. Okay. All right. Well, it's done. There is some... No, I'm not gonna try and defend it. I wanted it to make sense. I just wanted it to make sense. I wanted it to be a puzzle I could figure out. And instead it was stupid. And there really wasn't enough information there. So yeah, that's it. We still have a lot of time left in stream. So I'm gonna put up